Well, hello and how are you? Hey, this is Shenandoah Briscoe coming to you live right here in St. Charles. You know, it's the first state capital in Missouri. Alrighty, anyway, hey, this here is blog number 146, and I just thought I'd let you know that if you haven't been keeping count, well, this is it. I took a little trip down Highway 100 today, just kind of taking a scenic route, you know. It's a beautiful little ride, I tell you. You get to get on back down in there, and you get to see the old where they cut off the walls and stuff to make the highway run through there, and you get to see the discoloration in the rocks and everything. It's partner beautiful. Yes, sir, partner beautiful. And then you get into some windy roads down in there, and it's like they just chunked off a part of the country to put a road through there. But it was a pretty good trip. I enjoyed it. I sure did. Anywho, what was I going to do? I wanted to sing today, but I don't know if I'm going to or not. I tried that the other day, but it just didn't quite work. So, there you have it. So, anyway, I don't know. Maybe I will sing something. I don't know what to sing. I was talking to my neighbor across the street talking about some songs that I wrote, but I'm not going to put them out here on this because, well, plagiarism and such. You know what I'm saying? I never had them published yet, so I'm going to wait, and I'm going to go ahead and finish writing them completely, and then I'll go ahead and get them published. You know, it doesn't cost much to get a song published, so therefore we'll get her did. But let's see, what else? What am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't find a song to sing. Alright, we'll see if I can't find a song to sing. Wake up. Wake up. Give me song lyrics from Don Williams. Go to sleep. You know what? I'm going to pause you all out for a second so you don't have to sit here and watch me peruse this list and look for songs. So I'll be back in a minute, and it'll look just a little bit different probably from when I come back. I'll try to make it look the same, but you never can tell. Alright? Alright, I think I found one. Here we go. I'll kick this one off real quick. I've held at the N-word. Lord knows I've tried. It's an awful awakening in a country boy's life to look in the mirror in total surprise at the hair on your shoulders and the age in your eyes. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. Well, the measure of people don't understand the pleasures of life in a hillbilly band. I got my first guitar when I was 14. Now I'm crowding 30 and still wearing jeans. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. Well, there you go. That wasn't too bad. Shorter song than I remember it being. Anyway, I think I'll pause out and see if I can't find another one. Alright, well, alrighty then. Okay, I'm going to pull this one out from my dad. I think he might enjoy it. He used to sing it occasionally, and so I thought I'd pull her out and sing her too. I was traveling west of Buckskin on my way to a cattle run, crossed a little cactus desert under a hot blazing sun. I was thirsty down to my toenails and stopped to rest me upon a stump. But I tell you, I just couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that water pump. I took it to be a mirage at first. It'll fool a thirsty man. Then I saw a note stuck in a baking powder can. This pump is old, the note began, but she works, so give her a try. I put a new sucking washer in, so you might find the leather dry. You've got to prime the pump, you must have faith and believe. You've got to give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold, wash your face, cool your feet, but leave the bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pea. Yeah, you'll have to prime the pump, work that handle like there's fire. Under that rock you'll find some water. Yeah, you'll have to prime the pump, work that handle like there's a fire. Under that rock you'll find some water I left in a bitters jar. Now there's just enough to prime it with, so don't you go drinking first. You just pour it in, pump like mad, and buddy, you'll quench your thirst. You've got to prime the pump, you must have faith and believe. You've got to give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold, wash your face, cool your feet, but leave the bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pea. Well, I found that jar, and I tell you, nothing was ever prettier to my eyes. And I was tempted strong to drink it, 'cause that pump looked mighty dry. But the note went on, have faith, my friend, there's water down below. You've got to give until you get. I'm one who ought to know. So I poured in the jar and I started pumping, and I heard a beautiful sound of water bubbling and splashing up out of that hole in the ground. I took off my shoes and I drunk my fill of that cool, refreshing treat. And I thanked the Lord, and I thanked the pump, and I thanked that old Pete, that old Desert Pete. You've got to prime the pump, you must have faith and believe. You must give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold, wash your face, cool your feet, but leave the bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pea. Drink all the water you can hold, wash your face, cool your feet, but leave the bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pea. There you go, Dad. That one was for you. Thought you might like that one. That wasn't the one I was going to do. There was another one I wanted to do, but I come across that one before I come across the other one, so I think I will look up the other one. Maybe I can find it. I sure would like to. I really enjoyed the song. So hold on. I'm going to look again. Don't want to burn up all my time looking and you guys just watching me search. Alright, hold on. Okay, I'm going to try this one. The Ballad of Hank Williams. Alright, here we go. Microphone off. Okay, here we go. It's called The Ballad of Hank Williams. Don, tell us how it really was when you was working with Daddy. Well, in 1950, I took a little nip, along with Mr. Wilson, on the way to Mississippi. We was stacked 8 deep in a Packard limousine, and we met this promoter in a town of New Orleans. Now, the man told Daddy that he had what it took, and he liked the way he sang, and he liked the way he shook. He said pretty soon he'd make us all rich, and we started believing in that fat summer. Oh, well, Daddy told the man, if you want to make some dough, take a little money and book me on a show. And we played them dates, and we filled the places well, but Hank had done blown the profits all to well. Now, 'cause he'd run through a 10, and he'd run through a 20, and he'd run through 100 just as fast as it could go. Like a big dose of salts to a little bitty fella, he'd spend $1,000 in a $100 show. Hank looked at me with a funny-looking grin, said, I've been an Opry and I'm going back again. We met the owner in a little office there, and a big fat feller with some artificial hair. He told Hank we'd have... Sorry about that, hold on. He told old Hank he wanted half of everything he made, or he'd have to tell Audrey about some women Hank had laid. And you told Daddy he'd better get smart, get rid of them fellas and make a new start. And he fired my ass, and he fired Jerry Reeves, and he fired everybody just as hard as he could go. He fired old Cedric, and he fired Sammy Pruitt, and he fired some people that he didn't even know. Well, every song he made, it went to #1. Y'all was working like hell, and you all was having fun. We was riding every day and playing every night, and every 20 minutes some of us had a fight. Now, Daddy, he was making money hand over fist, and y'all was getting screwed but you wasn't getting kissed. Yeah, I told him to pass a little bit around, but he said he'd rather send it to his folks in Alabama. So he fired your ass, and he fired Jerry Reeves. He fired everybody just as hard as he could go. He fired old Cedric, and he fired Sammy Pruitt, and he fired some people he didn't even know. Now the owner of the Opry, he's doing pretty good. He's got a music company that they all called Cedarwood. And Hank played nothing but sold out halls, and he was pumping gas in greasy overalls, 'cause he fired my ass, and he fired Jerry Reeves. He fired everybody just as hard as he could go. He fired old Cedric, and he fired Sammy Pruitt, and he fired some people he didn't even know. Hank ran through a 50, and he'd ran through 100, and he'd ran through 1,000 just as hard as he could go. Buying Cadillac coots, playing double alimony, and fired some people that he didn't even know. Don, you know, you used to work for me on time. I sure know that come, but came To think of it, you fired my ass back in 1972. Oh well, it's a family tradition, you know. Yep. But I kept Jerry Reeves. Right. Okay, well, I think that's probably my time. Yep, right at it. Okay, hey, this here is Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are ya? Hey, you know, God loves you and so do I. So be blessed in Jesus' name and y'all come back and see me tomorrow, alrighty? Well, alrighty then. Thank you.